Thank you. I call Emma Roddick to be followed by Craig Hoy. Generous 7.5 minutes.
Thank you, Presiding Officer. When I look at today's motion, I feel a deep sense of hope. Optimism for what we can do, and joy that yet again the people of Scotland have chosen to elect an SNP government which uses its time and its power in this place to tackle poverty and be ambitious, not just for those who are already well off and well placed to be successful, but for absolutely everybody that we represent. I joined the SNP because I'd never felt so much hope as I did during the 2014 referendum campaign. And it was the first time that I, as a young person growing up in an area of deprivation, attending a school that I was advised not to mention in job applications, felt that politics was something that I had a right to a view on, and felt like somebody was listening when I shared that view. I wasn't supposed to be here, something that I was reminded of by my Facebook memories the other day as a post from my younger self came up during the higher exams season, explaining my teachers' reactions when I announced that I was going to take up a job in politics instead of what they'd hoped I was going to do, which was become a musician or an engineer, respectively. But in learning about the arguments for and against independence, I gained true hope for a country where we made our own decisions, where the people that we elect to represent our communities in this place can make decisions about energy, employment, social security and so many other issues on which we're currently hamstrung. Hope for a country where young people's voices are heard, disabled people matter and pensioners get a deal that they really deserve. The kind of hope illustrated by Kayleigh Kinross O'Neill as she so powerfully spoke earlier on about barriers. That's the hope that I want to give to all those who've become eligible to vote in the last decade, and to all those who did vote in 2014 but have since seen Brexit, COVID and every other difference between Scotland and the UK highlighted since we last got a chance to vote on the Constitution. I don't want those people to feel like I once felt, that this place and politics and having a view is not for them. When I knocked on doors over the last year, people told me that their priorities were the cost of living, transport, the NHS and housing. Independents came up now and again, but like me, their immediate priorities were cost of living, transport, NHS and housing. And like most people, I have never seen independence as an end in itself. It is a means to the end of allowing us to do better in all of those areas and more. We are doing everything that we can to eradicate poverty, to support those who need it most, and to create a country which is prosperous and responsible in meeting its global obligations and moral duties to tackle climate change and uphold human rights for everyone. Over the last 12 years, I have seen far too much progress held back, far too many decisions taken on our behalf against our wishes, and far too many people struggling who do not need to struggle. I agree with the Green Amendment that we have a clear majority, not just for independent supporting parties, but for progressive values. I'd like to mention that I felt very motivated today listening to some of our new members' first speeches, because that has been shining through. The contributions of Kate and Michelle, our new Campbells in particular, really had me feeling echoes of that 2014 campaign. People who have come here with purpose and a deep understanding of the why, not just the what, and an ability to convince. To convince people in the way that I was convinced in 2014, including the hundreds of thousands who, just as Craig Hoy didn't get to vote for the Greens, have not yet had the opportunity to vote on independence. We have to demonstrate that we can do better. And I'm confident that we will. But I'm clear that to do the best we can on all of the priorities our constituents have, all the events and crises that present themselves over the next 5 years and beyond, we need more power in this room. The suggestions in the weak unionist amendments that have come forward today won't even touch the sides. Many people have declared to me that they want to see more powers devolved to this Parliament. Not all of them are SNP. Not all are even close to convinced about independence. Labour in Scotland used to be amongst those people. Where are they now? In a similar debate last session, I pointed out to the Labour speakers who were claiming that all would be well once we had a Labour government, that governments don't last forever, and the Tories would be back in at some point. How things change. I don't necessarily think that's true anymore, but even worse, we have a Labour government which has failed to devolve more powers to this place, failed to join us in tackling child poverty, failed to even meet its own campaign commitments. It does not matter who is in power in London. Our voices are never heard strongly enough, and our people are never given the attention and the respect that they deserve. And all that Anas Sarwar and his colleagues can offer is that an ambitious future can and should be achieved through the devolved powers of this Parliament. Well, my ambitions are greater than that, and I think that Scotland should be too. This is not a voluntary union. If it were, the opposition in this chamber would be able to answer the simple question of how Scotland can leave it. It will be for them to explain after this debate to their constituents why they not only don't believe in independence, which it is their right to oppose as much as it's my right to support, but that their constituents shouldn't have a vote on it. That this Parliament should not have the power to put that question to the public, and that Scotland does not have a route to leave. That is what they must explain, and I don't envy them that. I am far more comfortable sitting in amongst my SNP colleagues calling for democracy, hope and a country with ambition that can be met. Thank you.